G'day everyone, Xray X1 here. We are at part 15 of the Xray X1 build series. In this part I am going to be doing a bit of a painting demo for you and some painting tips. Now this obviously I'm going to be aiming this video at those that have never painted before. It's just going to be a simple tutorial, but this is pretty basic and just some simple steps to follow and some simple procedures. So with painting the body, it is a clear Xray, of course. So you've got the wing and the body here, a clear Xray. You paint the body on the inside. Now with painting you need a compatible paint, so a polycarbonate paint. Now you can either get them in a spray can or straight bottle for airbrush. That's what I'll be doing. I have my airbrush here. And other things you'll need is masking tape, depending on how you're going to paint the body. Now I'm not using masking tape, I am using liquid mask. You'll also need a hobby knife, especially if you're using liquid mask, but the hobby knife could also help cut out the designs with the masking tape. Another important thing you'll need is a breathing mask. Now I'm going to let you know right now, with butterfingers, with airbrush paint, there's no actual smell, and I'm using Palmer Fast Color, and it's water based and it's non-toxic. However, I still wear a mask when I'm painting. But if you're using a pressure pack can, please do it outside. This stuff, I'm not too sure of this brand. I think it's just called RC Car. That's it there. It does have a smell to it. It's usually the propellant that they use, but it could also be the paint as well. But in my experience, just reach over here. My experience, the Tamiya pressure pack cans have the worst smell imaginable. So yeah, but please do it outside in a well ventilated area. Now when you're painting, one of the first things you'll want to do is do a light coat. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start up my air compressor. And first things first, when you are doing a body, the first thing to do is clean it. And to clean it, just use some warm soapy water. So I've cleaned the wing, and obviously I have done the body. Now if you look closely here, you can see it's kind of dull looking. That is the liquid mask. Now with liquid mask you will need your hobby knife to remove the masking. Now what I've done here is I've used a permanent marker, something simple like a permanent marker or a Sharpie, just to mark out a design, and you do that on the outside because there is a clear protective film over the body. So when you finish, you can just peel the film off after you finish painting, of course. Peel the protective film off and the permanent marker goes away. So you use the lines, and with your hobby knife just follow the lines, and then you peel off the masking as necessary. Now when you're painting with polycarbonate paints, you do the darkest colour first, so darkest to lightest. So in this case, since black is the darkest colour. We'll be doing that first. So I won't be painting the body, I'll be painting the wing. So what we'll do is we'll just move the unnecessary items out of the way. Now I'll just put this over my head just before I start talking. Alright, now I'll probably be a little bit muffled with the face mask on. So first things first, shake the paint up. Same goes for if you're using a pressure pack can. Alright. Alright. Now, first things first, what I like to do, especially with a airbrush, just bit of scrap wood or something, just make sure it works, which it is. Alright, so let me put my mask on. Well, first thing what you want to do is a light dusting, so very light amount of paint. So give me a second, I'll just put this on. Okay, so I'll try to do it, keep it on camera as best as possible. So just a light amount. And keep it at a certain, about 15 centimeters or 10 to 15 centimeters in distance away. Alright, so I'm actually able to, with the airbrush, I'm actually able to control, hang on a sec, I'm sorry, I'm actually able to control the amount of paint that comes out with the lever on my airbrush here. But with a pressure pack can, it does take a little bit of practice to get the hang of doing a quick dusting, because obviously with a pressure pack can it only comes out at one speed, and only some amount of paint, you can't regulate it. So as you can see there's just a small amount of dusting. So while I'm talking here, I'm just giving it a quick moment to dry, which it is. You can't really tell on camera. So the reason why you do a light dusting first is so that the paint has a chance to, or the small amount of paint has a chance to stick to the plastic, and then that enables the rest of the paint to stick to the part that you are painting. Now normally I would use a hairdryer, but this is in Australia, we're right in the middle of summer, and it is actually quite warm, and the paint is drying quite quickly. So now what I'll do is I'll do the next coat. Probably just hold it about there. Hang on a sec. Okay. Alright, so that's just another coat. It looks like I've put a lot on. Just give me a quick second. Now, if you're using an airbrush, just a damp piece of foam, just to clean the tip. So I've just got a bit of the metho. Don't need a lot. Just to clean the tip, the airbrush. As you can see there, just get rid of that excess paint. And I like to use metho because it cleans it well, and being an alcohol, it'll dry very quickly. So while we're waiting for it to dry, as you can see, what you need to be careful too that you don't want it to run. It takes a bit of effort and a bit of skill to not let it run. But you know, I've been painting bodies for quite some time, and just remember too, with every coat that you use, it will take, if you keep adding a thicker coat each time, it will take longer for the paint to dry. So don't be in a rush to get the paint to dry. You can, like I said, I can use a hairdryer, but this paint's actually drying very quickly. So what we'll do is, since it's quite warm in here, I'll add the next coat. Just put my mask back on. Alright, so we'll put the last coat on. Don't worry if paint gets on here, because I mean, I'm just using this old lid as something to paint on. As you can see, there's tons of old paint. Just turn it around. Alrighty, so that, folks, is a painted wing. Just give me a quick second, I'll just wipe this again. Alright, so obviously I can't do everything all at once. I've only got so much time, but as you can see, that is the wing painted. So then the next step is to cut it out. Now I'm not going to cut it out straight away, but on here it's probably a little bit easier now since I've painted. But as you can see here, you follow the outline, you cut away the excess Lexan and cut it around, and your wing's cut out. And the same goes with the body. There are, probably can't see it too well. I'll try and I'm just looking at the screen here. I'm just trying to catch it in the light, but alright, there you go. There are lines, obviously, with the body. You then cut it out. You can cut it out beforehand, before you paint it. There's another method. So yeah. So remember that, folks. Just follow the lines. And remember, one of the most important things when painting a Lexan body is to take your time. Don't rush it. I know some people try to do it as quick as possible, and it ends up a mess. And you don't have to do a fancy paint job. You know, if you want to do one color, that's cool. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just remember that take your time when painting, and if, like I said before, if you're using a pressure pack can, please do it outside, because the chemicals that are in the propellant can do a lot of damage. So if you have any questions about painting, drop a comment down below. I'll try my best to answer it, and I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. and stay tuned for the next video where it will be the reveal. Stay tuned everyone.